What's up, people lovers? We did something new on Twitch. If you redeem your Hippo points, you can get me to analyze one of your recorded games, and that's something that LidaKor did. He did play a 2v2 with T West, and he said I should focus on why they got outproduced and behind in army. So basically, yeah, why did they lose in two ends? So first of all, Kiss and Elvis Corsito, I don't know who they are, how good they are. I know that LidaKor and T West will be in TeamSpeak together. And yeah, we will see. So we will start off with Tatar's Franks against Indian Britain. Seems like a pick Civ scenario to me. This is Empire Wars as the start, so 16 seconds. We are opening stable, so double stable opening. That's something we don't see too often in conventional game. Also, instantly building a house with 4 villagers. So obviously that's something you don't need to do, right? You're 28 out of 35 right now. And can do that one later. I think we want to take a look at the resources that we have in the bank as well. So that house can be later. We don't need to rush that one that heavily. Yeah, you want to go on to onto other resources than the gold, but don't need to go for that one with 4 vills. So stable, double stable most of the time, not that great, because now you're going both onto stable. If you both want to transition into knights, then the Indian player dominates the game with camels only. Let's see if that might be the case in the long run. We need to have a tech switch, and most of the time we kind of want to have the feudal age army become the castle age army in 2v2s. So waypoint missing here. Eco upgrades, we did none. And we're doing the farm upgrade before we are doing the wood upgrade. That's the first questionable thing. Not doing the wood upgrade there for both players. Okay, T West is now doing it. And going for farms. It is okay as long as we still get the wood upgrade in feudal age. And yeah, that one should have been shift Q, obviously. Onto the deer. Oh no, you actually go back onto gold. Although you play stable. Okay, so it looks like you're not going for any army to begin with. 30 food now. 2 vills in the queue. Are you not going for scouts? Or is this a misplay? So, first of all, I realize on mountain range, the map, the distance is really long, right? For your opponent to get to you, it will take some time. So, I don't like that you're walling with 3 villagers, soon to be 4. And now you're going onto scouts, 4 villagers walling. And this is not really giving you a team wall, right? You want to wall in that direction. I think that might be the better approach. That one is still open, easily fixed though. So too many villagers walling, and therefore scout production is heavily behind. Still no upgrade. Now we're dropping more and more farms. I can see that, but we will be floating lots and lots of gold, right? Oh god, I fear that we will be clicking up to Castle Age with like something like 600 gold. So that won't be too pretty. Yeah, on mountain range you're obviously spawning close to each other, so yeah, team walls should have been an easier thing here. Like, you could have walled in that direction here, could have saved some. Or, I think using the wood line there could have been an option as well. Yeah, simply with the scout build order, right? I did it on YouTube, what to do with the scout build order, and one of the things was pull all villagers away from gold. And if you want to go for scouts, that's simply the way to go. And now you're, quote-unquote, only building 1 scout. I think in a team game scenario, like, what are you really gaining here by building 2 scouts? Why isn't T West just building 1 more scout? He has more HP, he wants to go for them anyways, it's easier for him to control than you going for 2. So I think that team strategy didn't work out too well for me. Now, wheelbarrow with 37 villagers is a bit too early. Especially because soon you won't have any villagers on farms anyways, right? I assume you will go like triple archery range CA. and then you won't have that many farmers. Whole beside stable, yeah, that won't be a big thing. LidaKor will wall everything. Team wall looks good. Still, if you go for a fast castle build, always use deer. That's a really big thing in Empire Wars. Archery range now. Don't like that one too much, the placement. I think if you want to have the team game placement, I probably would have built them all here instead of over there. Easier to reinforce, easier to combine armies. But okay. Okay, and we clicked up with, yeah, 550 gold. We clicked up to Castle Age. So that was simply the hiccup, and that's why you are so far behind when it comes to castling. Right, he already has army out, and your opponent is over a minute ahead of you. So that's going to be tricky. Is that map generation acceptable? LidaKor can team wall while the other team is far apart. Yeah, that's not great. But obviously the map aren't designed for team games. But yeah, advantage there certainly for LidaKor and T-West team. And now is Stone Gate. That is a problem in multiple ways. First of all, you don't need a Stone Gate. Right? It's behind walls. There's nothing really important here. You can easily re-wall if you want to pressure this area. So that basically gives away that you want to go for heavy castle age pressure. Especially Tatars live off having 3 extra TCs. So I would have liked to see no Stone Gate there, but a Palisade Gate if you want to. Or, like, my choice would have been just to lead those Palisades and go triple archery range. Also, yeah, you will be reaching at like 840 or 850 castle age. This could easily be like 550. Right? Use the deer, don't build the scout. And if you use the market and stretch it a bit, that could be easily 3 minutes earlier. So your CA production will be pretty far behind. And you will have 10 crossbows, maybe even more, against you pretty soon. XTC here, I like that spot. 40 West did send the villagers a bit early even. Extra TC makes sense. Now you're collecting the stone. Yeah, wasn't needed, wasn't needed. And now, where's your scouting? Big mistake in my opinion. Yeah, you kind of know what your opponent is doing, but just to see them, like, what are you scouting at the top? That won't really give you too much. Scouts should be around your opponent. Right, you want to see, like, where's the army? Where are the camels going? Where do we need to defend? Where do I need to send my CA? Those are the next steps. Auto scout? Yeah, you can't auto scout with the second one. But even then, you simply shouldn't auto scout. You should see where the crossbows are coming. CA over there to defend. Quick walls by T West. Expecting the perfect palisade there. Okay. And now you go for pikemen. And pikemen against Briton Indians, it's simply the wrong unit, right? You want knight CA with this. Like pikemen, you can never force an engagement. Distance is so long. Pikemen only makes sense if you have a siege workshop here and 2 barracks. Like getting to the other side is not a thing. So you will be behind in economy surely. Yeah. Like T West has 10 on food now. That's not enough for 3 TCs. Yeah, some idols. But then also going for barracks. And now even bought more stone. So he wants to go 4 TC. 4 TC means like 24 farmers. And right now we are sitting at 10. So that will be like TCs that can't even produce. And you can't produce pikemen. Again, no scouting means we are losing some here. 1 down, make it 2 down. Ballistics even forces us to lose 3. Or was that just unfortunate? No. That is with ballistics, yeah. Okay, monastery, not an important thing. No Lithuanians on the map. And it's a team game, right? You will have trade. You have enough gold on this map if you get it. I don't think you need early relics. Especially if you didn't have map control. So, like, so many things already slowing down your boom. Now you're fighting alone, and that's the big problem, right? Pikeman is simply the wrong unit to help out in those fights. Now, camels are good against this. Or okay-ish. And crossbows are okay-ish. If we had knights here, crossbows wouldn't do that much. Nash, thanks. Now we're going for the deer. Should be floating quite some gold. No, not really. Okay, we keep the CA production rolling. Upgrades are really important on CA. You got bloodlines, you got +2, so that's nice. Okay. Villager-wise, we are even, but we have half the army. 4 TC, so 70 villagers there. Opponent is now adding TC4 as well for both of them. Don't even think that would be needed. I think 3 TC play here is totally fine. Let's continue building army. And the thing is, like, why are you here? What are you achieving? He has more range and has ballistics. Every time you move in, you will lose a unit. Right? This is like you going in and going back again. He can just sit on the walls. He won't take too much. Yeah, and this is like you trying to take a 2v1 fight. You simply have to accept, okay, we will have some losses here. Go back, group up numbers. And like you lost 3.5, 4 CA now. And didn't buy any time actually with the defense. This is open, I believe, right? Yeah, now it's disaster. Okay, T-West is now going on to knights. And yeah, army, the game is pretty much over. Yeah, yeah. Villagers are running there and... yeah. Not much you can do from here. I think we could even fast forward. Maybe I will find something else though. Yeah, not much more to say. I think we can open a notepad and I can quickly summarize what our mistakes were there. So, stable opening was one mistake. Don't double on... yeah, don't double stable. Stone gate, not needed. Like you're taking an engagement here, but yeah, you can see what's happening. Crossbows are killing so much. Camels are still around. Then deer. Use deer. Pull away from gold if you want to. Go for scouts. You wanted to go for fast castle, so I can see that. That basically was one of the problems why you're floating so much gold. And monastery, more of a 1v1 building. Scout more actively in late feudal / early castle. Okay, we won that fight, but opponent is on the way to imp. We did defend, but we are 20 villagers behind. And they get the hill. So yeah, we invested so much. Both players on the way to imp. If they just continue producing, we could have lost the game there. It feels like, okay, we did hold now. Early 3 wills walling? Yeah, that's also. Yeah, that's something. Fewer wills walling. Try to cord. Fewer wills walling. Yeah, at the start. Don't engage needlessly. Yeah, that is a general thing, right? And won't really help. Don't engage needlessly. That one, right? Yeah, I can see that. How can we put that on into... Yeah, pikeman. Yeah, that was... pikeman equals no unit in 2v2. Okay, now they're pushing quite nicely. 20 villages behind though, and yeah, it's simply we're waiting for Imp, and then Arbalest camels will just dominate us. Okay, we're doing something. Accept losses then. Yeah, also like where was the base design, right? If he has the 3 archer ranges here, the opponent is attacking more in this area where we already have 2 TCs for defense, so that should be fine. Oh, and this is a never move in spot. Oh boy. He feels maybe that he's too far behind and felt like he needs to force too much. But this is just suicide. Oh boy. Oh yo. Often play Harp Siege in Arena 2v2. Is that a no-no? Too tough for me to say. Depends on the civilizations. This one was a clear Pixiv scenario. And there it was a mistake in my opinion. Lumberjack upgrade versus Mill. I think Mill was okay. Wheelbarrow could have been delayed, but those are not the moves that lose you the game. Yeah. I think we could probably delay farm upgrades. But I think the 30C missing was a bigger loss than the delayed wood upgrade. Yeah. I think it will be absolutely perfect for you, LidaKor. Tomorrow I will have Tatar CA all-in build order. I think you will really like that one. Works well with what he West played. Then he isn't forced into pikeman. Heavy camel just takes so long. But now Arbalest against 2 players in Castle Age. That's going to be a tricky one. Skirms mixed in. Oh boy. 5 TC by T West even. Yeah, that's like you don't need 140 villages in Castle Age. Maybe felt he needed it to hold. Should heavy and Imp camel research times be shortened? I don't know. It just takes long. Maybe I don't even know Imp camel how long it takes. Heavy camel it feels like 20 seconds too long, but it's okay. When it boils down to if you want go CA, you have to be Castle Age before your opponent because you can't produce on your way up. Yep. True. Or your other, like that's how WWP is playing it, right? The scout player is just going so much more scouts. GG. Yeah. I think it pretty much comes down to this one. Something we can really look at is the Castle Age timing. I think this will be a pretty big indicator. Where's that technology? 849 for 1 scout build is simply way too late. Right, you're behind your opponent who has double archer range set up already. And yeah, auto scout did work out, but didn't really help us. Yeah, interesting game. Honestly, can you prioritize your remarks? I think army composition. Honestly, this is a really important thing. I think don't double stable and don't go pikeman. I think this makes it really tricky. Right, monastery, yeah, you're losing some resources. You can pick up relics sometimes. Scout more actively, you will do that in other games. Don't get not needed. Would be nice. Use deer will happen in the future. But this one is like basic understanding. Double stable and pikemen. Why no double stable? Because camels just win the game. Right? You can, if you maybe like Frank Berber war, you can go double stable. But why no pikemen? They just died to crossbow. And you can never engage. Right? Pikeman didn't have a single good fight this whole game. It's simply not a 2v2 unit. Okay, I hope you learned something. That is it from me from the analysis board. Goodbye, Hippo lovers.